Mawkzy told me yesterday that he is having a birthday party. But you might be wondering, well, why did he agree to the tournament if he's having a birthday party? He didn't know. He didn't know he was having a birthday party. He knew it was his birthday. He told me when I asked him about the tournament. He said, oh, that'll be awesome. It'll be on my birthday. So he was excited to run the gauntlet on his birthday. But his family had to reveal to him because he told them, oh, yeah, I'll be doing this tournament tomorrow. They said, listen, dude, you can't do the tournament. You can't do the tournament because we're throwing you a surprise party. I think I can go get the 100, which is even better for Ness, as he will shoot at a defenseless net. Ooh, what a slot. Ness right back into it. Kickoff win to the back wall, which under normal 1v1 circumstances, I do think people would have Ness favored against just about everyone. Maybe not Rawas, but he is coming off of a couple losses to try and equalize this game. Delay kickoff for Vatira, and I think he has a direct angle. Should be a tie game. I'm a big fan of the delay kickoff. That was quite the dive. If that bounces up, Nas gets back to it and wins. But he might just win a direct kickoff either way. And yes, game number 1 will go to Nas in overtime. This is a really strong setup from Vatira, attacking the right side of the nets. Nas, oh, the fake. Wait, he actually doesn't score it. He ended up post-pinching it. Nas gonna use the last bit of boost to get back to this one, to do something similar. Nas double. And it's a fancier collection of a kickoff goal, but it's still one that comes moments after Vatira actually tried to bail out of the early challenge. Nas into the corner. Gonna sit and wait. Vatira, the 50, and he can force it in. Another early jump from Nas on an aerial. Has a save, 17 boost. Gets a reset, uses it for a dash. A great thinking play from Nas there. Air dribble reset. The fake is going to be a goal. You could tell from Vatira's perspective that it was going to be a fake, especially with the way Nas was positioning in net, having to swing in from the corner after grabbing the 100. Plus, Vatira just did not get a really clean reset on it, creeping out into the corner. So advantage Vatira now as he starts to dribble all the way from the back right. And he's using that flip so early, but he might be able to undercut Nas and finish it off. Vatira now, air dribble. Nas gonna cut it off. Problem with Vatira's dribble is it was already headed past the net for a tough series. And the thing about either one of these guys is they have a long day ahead of them if they're gonna make it all the way through the gauntlet. So they could afford to win and win quickly. Nas went flying past the ball. Wait a second. We were talking about Nas bringing it back to tap it away. Now Vatira, is it gonna be an air dribble bump? You have to think it will be. And Nas actually got a touch on the ball, but it wasn't enough. Big kickoff now. Vatira, another win. Power sliding into the boost to make sure he is angled correctly at the ball right away in order to be able to make a quick play. And he actually gets a boost steal. Nas has enough to work with, though. 34 is more than enough to make a play in ones. But he is going to let it tap to the ground. And we are 30 seconds in. This time, I effed with you guys. I don't know what happened in those moments. But Vatira will eventually get the goal. I guess I'm just built different. My dial-up internet does just fine. Vatira has worked all the way back during our internet discussions. Nas got a 4-1 lead. You're going to give me a possession with a boost advantage one way or the other. And this time it's going to be Vatira uses an air dribble bump. That is one of the highest air dribble bumps I've seen. Not often faking a kickoff, because even if he does succeed in that, and Nas does just hand him the ball, that possession is going to take a really long time. It's not easy to quickly shoot off that, fully secure the game. Nas is going to get one more as Vatira helps it in. Nas has maybe found his car that he feels works for him. Definitely a player who... Oh my goodness, what a save. A crazy angle from Nas, but an even better save from Vatira. No setup is free. Nas can't just get the ball on top of his car or start an air dribble or something where there's lots of space. If they're on the wrong side of the play, over on the right wall, ball and boosts for the other player on the left wall, they just go reset back in their net. Not Vatira. He picks up a couple pads and makes sure that Nas never gets anything clean. Eventually gets a possession of his own and a nice reset shot over the top of Nas to take the lead. Need to have the boost advantage in the waning moments, and he should have it now, but Vatira put a shot on target. Now can he win a kickoff again? Vatira just goes standard kickoff. He's been delaying all game. He goes standard and he lets Nas win one of his classic left wall kickoffs. Nas is so quick. He gets around on the right side of the ball and tries to force it left. And because he does it fast enough, he's able to win it and tie up the game. 12 seconds now. Will we see Vatira's delay? No, Vatira still doesn't go to the delay. He's done decent with the delay. But he delayed late in games and maybe thinks Nas will expect it. Zapdash recovery to the ball. 0 boost for him. He wants the ball on the ground here, but Nas is going to get it into the air. 15 seconds. He might not need overtime. The flick is in. Nas clutches up at 0 seconds. Vatira, with no boost, jumps and tries to side flip as a way to force the ball onto the ground, get any pixel onto the ground, but Nas did not let it hit to win the challenge, but he's still going to have to play defense. Nas used the reset early. Vatira actually has that save. Great read again. Vatira defensively has been otherworldly, and he's going to do it again. A save and a top left shot. Nas finally breaks through into the opposite corner. Vatira on the ball. Did not get a reset. Decided to use his flip and just 50 it in. No need for a reset. As a reset, looks to try and keep it as high as he can. Forces Nas to make one save. Now going the opposite direction and converts. Vatira should have time. Only going to be pads. He's able to pick up if Nas goes quickly, but Nas slows it down and allows Vatira to get 100 in the back corner. He denies the flick and has a clean catch. The ball never hits the ground. A pre-flip flick does not surprise Nas. He has gotten his wins in big tournaments off of his defense, and he might be doing it again today. Vatira, nice recovery. It looked like Nas was going to have a long shot. Vatira gets back into play, deletes Nas, and now has a solid possession of his own, and this time Nas cannot stop him. On a lost kickoff for Vatira, into the air. Nas pre-jumps back down to the ground. Vatira air dribble bump, and it will connect. Now 10 seconds, huge kickoff. No delay from Vatira. That has been the storyline so far, and it's going to hurt him. And now he's down again with 5 seconds left to go. Huge delay. Nas gets around the ball and bumps him. I have never seen that before in 1v1. Massive delay from Vatira. Nas just dodges the ball and goes to bump Vatira instead, and then takes the ball for himself and wins in Game 7. What an adjustment from Nas. He knew the delay was coming that time. He hard committed to it, and he got a bump to ice it out. Nas. What a great play. These are the kind of plays we're going to expect to see from Atto all series long. Just so much control in the air, though, there from Nas. Gets the reset really early and can use the rest of his time to set up the perfect position to use it. Atto, very aggressive. I actually feel like Vatira was playing me, and as soon as this becomes midfield play, Atto will have officially lost. He needs quick goals, even if it's Nas's goal like it was previously. Not the end of the world, although now that he's given up 2, it probably is the end of the world. And in fact, Atto is going to agree himself. He doesn't even want to wait the 32 seconds. We will end it as game number 1 will go to Nas. Nas now getting Meki in the air. Atto. That's happened for either one of these guys. Atto going to play from the ceiling. Play keep away. Needs a ground pinch. He is good at those. It's a slow roll, and it's not in. Nas, wow. The angle he was able to find, too. He can't pair it with some offense. He's down 1 right now. Atto really heavy touches. He is one of the few players that does this. You don't see a lot of ones players going for this kind of offense, which is just kind of booming the ball and forcing a double. It's very committal, and if it doesn't work, it can get you scored on, or sorry, not a win, but a lead under a minute. You can tell him really slow down and start to use that to his advantage to try and bait Nas into bad plays. Atto is continuing to just kind of boom the ball. He sends this one to the backboard and finds a way to score it. He kind of lands on the back wall to get an angle to touch it in. As he takes it back into his half, convinces Nas to close the distance, and I tell you what, pretty risky shot. So probably going to take this setup from Nas gladly, as his first touch is attacking the opposite post. Nas actually gets a save by bumping Atto off the ball. Nas on the bounce dribble. This is a classic throwback, and it never goes out of style. Nas air dribble 50 in off the post to start the possession. Atto double jump over the top of Nas. Can Nas recover? No, he gets a reset bump. He was already in a great position once he read that Nas was going to turn in. Nas had to try and panic to get back into play. Bounce dribble. Took a really long time to take ball cam off. Ooh, the slow roll. Atto cannot stop it. This works often in ones. Atto shadowing close. Gets the back challenge. And now gets a reset just outside the box, but goes to the ground. Atto has that edge. Your early nice outplay. A flick to make Atto completely miss. We have seen this backflip flick when attacking as he came to the ground if he wanted to shoot before Atto's return. He's doing a good job of playing around Atto. What a goal from Nas. Atto trying to force chaos. Diving around. Looking for demos. Looking to throw off Nas. He just plays with pace. Talked about it before. He lost in a sweep to Atto in the best of 5. A little Goomba stop into one more touch for Atto. And I'm tilted. This doesn't happen very often much anymore with how much I play. Nice shot from Atto. Atto. A soft flick directly at the back of the defender. A power touch down in order to get it out of his vicinity. But Atto reacted to that well, gets a demo, and has just about secured this game number 5. Something happened. A little bump, pop. Atto, what a save! Only a few pixels left over on that save, but he flips it out. Atto's going to drop a nice one. Let's see if we can see it again. So close. Still don't understand why you can't type in chat to cross-platform. I thought you can now. I thought that was like, I thought you could, chat. Pretty quick thinking from Atto to almost use the bump to get a touch on the ball, keep this possession going, lean back into a reset. Nice save from Nas. You know, even though everyone else in that back corner is awkward, he somehow finds a way to just kind of pinch it out into a perfect position to start an air dribble. Atto's going to drop him a nice one. Atto goes to the ceiling, and Nas was hoping that Atto would be jumping off the ceiling quickly as a way to try and, you know, get back down to the play. 4 goals in about 16 seconds is what it started as. He needs to just launch this. He can't even really dribble it. He has to just shoot it. But he does get it there. At the end of the day, the safe play on the ground is always appealing to even the best players. Atto going to go the distance to the field. Denied. Stay where he was at, which means Nas can actually close the distance easier. Renton from really get a possession going and even take it away. Nas. A kickoff loss. Atto needs to get going here. It almost seems like a down-to-the-wire game is inevitable the way the games have been going today. And just as soon as Nas seems like maybe he's going to try and pull away, make it an uninteresting game, Atto has put a couple on the board. Not going to be able to get back around to this one, though. Midfield game for the first couple of minutes. The scoring is coming in now as Nas is going to have his flick saved. Atto should be in and out of the net quickly. Didn't want to dive out underneath the ball, though. Can he respawn and get back? Nas puts it off the opposite post. It's not in. But Atto's in a tough spot. I'm actually surprised. Oh, that Nas went for a power shot, but he knew what he was doing. And tap this one to Atto, who's going to look to save it on the goal line as short as he can so that he can stay in control of it, not give the ball back to Nas, which he did a great job of. Now the other way, into the nets. Will Nas fake again on the diagonal? No, he goes straight. Slight delay from Atto. He needs a demo or something on this side wall to get a clean possession. He doesn't get it, so he will not be able to keep the ball up. And it's a 1-goal game. Nas wins it, though. Does not allow Atto to get 3 straight. Holds him off in Game 7, and he will advance to play Drally in the grand final of the road to 100,000 subscribers Invitational. Here we go. It is the road to 100,000 subscriber Invitational, and we have made it to our grand final. We invited 4 players to play in a pool play and then into a gauntlet, and it turns out the players we invited were strong enough to hold off the qualifiers. But for now, let's talk a little bit about Nas and Drally. Drally finished perfect in pool play to put himself at the top of the gauntlet and give himself the best chance at the $1,000 first place prize. You're just delaying the game here whenever you can slow the game down to a crawl for multiple minutes. But Drally is going to try and at least do something to stop that by not going to the kickoff. Helps with volatility a lot. And now he's got himself a wave dash catch and a 0 boost possession, and this might shorten it slightly, but he needs to be in the lead. Drally, wait a second, and this is what I'm talking about. These really close games can come down to, just because he's far away from the net does not mean it's a very favorable position for Drally, who will flick and score, so he does hold off Nas. Nas falling from the ceiling. Late use of the flip. I think he lost 2. Oh, because you're including the Drally loss. Yeah, okay. I get you. I got there. Nass. Half flip recovery. What a save from Nass. And you cannot blame Drally for going all in. That should have seemed like a sure goal to him. No boost to set up a psycho, which we see a lot of players try and do from that situation, but Drally forced to the ground, gets demoed. 6-2. I think that's probably the reason why. If you saw Mr. Beast in the chat, probably has to do with the fact that we are approaching him rapidly. You're correct, chat. Tell him about how I used to slam the other pros. The wave dash pop to set this up. Then backboard double. Drally does not get denied. Drally is so smooth with the ball. It's just second nature to bring it anywhere he wants. And he will dash to set up off the backboard. Can he get a shot before the respawn? He's going to try to. Pre-flip save. The ball's still around the net. Drally gonna fight for another kickoff goal. Oftentimes it can feel like following this ball into Drally's corner as he tries to create an attack, and he's gonna go wall to air dribble from the midfield. Drally makes a save. What a save from Drally. Made sure he came out on top, but because it was such a low scoring affair, he didn't have a huge gap, and now nothing to come of it. That's continuing to score goals off of just getting possession. He'll have time to get 100 boost, but it will still be Drally's possession. The air dribble gets stopped in a fake from Nass. Defensive fake. He made it seem like he was going to tap that ball to begin clearing it, but instead just let Drally go flying by. It's really hard to win a 50 that you take straight down the center of the field like that. Chances are Nass going to be able to save it out into a corner, but this one, Drally will be able to score. The last bit of speed he did have. I was going to dive again. What a 50. Drally just pinning this ball into the ground. Drally is not going to dive. Shadow position. Double jump from Nass. He should be able to get under it, and it is a tie game at 0 seconds. Drally decides not to dive, plays it safer, and then looks to pre-jump the pop, but still could not get high enough. Going to need a solid kickoff. Drally actually went past the play. Turning around the ball, Nass with the boost advantage recovers quicker and tries to take it over the top of Drally. Does not put it on target immediately. Pop over the top of Drally, and we are headed to Game 7. Twice now he's went down 1-3 in the best of 7, and twice now he's brought it back. The last time, he won the series. Retreats to the midfield before Drally really gets a clean possession, though. Drally gonna slow roll it at Nass. Will be a respawn from Drally before the shot attempts, but Nass does a great job to set up a hook shot. Kickoff win for Drally. Is it enough to get a goal? No. Wave dash kickoff. Drally is gonna score immediately. Interesting. He so often goes back to his own corner. Minute left to go. Tie game. Game 7. Of what has been the longest possible gauntlet we could have played today. And Drally is going to retake the lead. Took the kickoff possession back into his corner. Nass did his best to stick around and try and mess with it. But it is him who got undercut and thrown off. Has more boost than Drally. And just tapped the ball away. If he can steal this back corner boost from Drally, he's actually still in a position. 14 seconds to score. Has to go in the air where only he can get to. Drally on the ground. Is able to clear it away. Nass had a tough challenge there. The challenge was to catch the ball and turn it into a goal without bringing it to the ground, but even if he scores now, it's too little too late. Drally holds off the insane run from Nass. It takes him full 7 games to do it, but Drally goes undefeated and is your champion in the road to 100,000 subscribers for EU.